Hey everybody, it's Trigger Bar Philosopher. Welcome back out to the range. Today we have an exciting video. We're going to be comparing two very powerful handgun cartridges. We're going to be looking at one of the most powerful semi-autos with one of the more powerful revolvers. It's going to be the 44 Magnum versus the 460 Rowland. Let's get to shooting. Okay, what are we talking about today? Today we're going head-to-head with the 44 Magnum, 5-inch model 629 from Smith & Wesson, going head-to-head against the FNX Tactical, which has been converted to 460 Rowland by the folks over at 460 Rowland. Smith & Wesson, 460 Rowland, none of these companies really know who I am, nor sponsor me, but we're going to be putting these two guns head-to-head. This is the more traditional woods gun, big bear gun, black bear, brown bear, self-defense gun, and this is maybe a quote-unquote newer up-and-comer, newer if you go back to the 80s and such, but these are both very powerful rounds. This obviously has a huge advantage in a muzzle brake to help you handle the recoil of these rounds and actually candidly help the gun hold the recoil, handle the recoil. 44 Magnum, well-known, fantastic cartridge. We're going to put them head-to-head and going up against one another. We're going to do some lab radar or chronograph results with my Garmin C0 or C1. And then we're also going to be doing some shots into gel. And then finally, we're going to test some practical accuracy with both of these and how Trigger Bar can perform on these. Okay, so first up, we're going to put the 44 Magnum into it. Again, these are the Hornady Magnum rounds, XTP. We're going to fire 2 shots. That was a pretty good one. Do one more, try to get it a bit lower. Okay, let's just take a look at these two rounds, almost on top of one another, but we captured both. Get very nice expansion in the first 3 inches. Continues along past the 15-inch mark, goes out to 23 inches. That's very nice. Again, these are probably more rounds that are designed for hunting as opposed to personal defense, but hey, sometimes you go up against bigger guys. So 23 inches, both of them right to the dot on the expansion. At the end of this, I'll pull them out for the 460 Rowland and for this. Having a hard time getting at this angle. It's kind of angled down to me and all of this, but we're going to now shoot the 460 Rowland, Johnny's Magnum reloads. Again, they should be kind of using the same bullet, so I'm excited to see what the difference is between these two systems. Nice. All right, let me reset the target. Now we're going to do our second shot. Again, trying to get a bit lower. All right, that worked. Just taking a top look, these are, I'm not sure how much you can see it, but these are the 460 Rowlands, and down below are the 44 Magnums. I just think it bloomed a little bit bigger in that 44 Magnum. That additional velocity was important. So yeah, we got 16 inches and 17 inches. Okay, we're just going to take a look at a couple of these rounds. So we had the 2, which were the 460 Rowland. Let's take a look at those. 171.3. Again, these were 230 grain bullets. And this is the second one. 156. Again, 230 grain bullets. And then the 240 grain 44 Magnum. So much better weight retention from that 240 grain bullet. The other one's lost a lot more petals, which is interesting. So this is another reason why I'm sure this went farther, is it didn't expand as much and didn't lose as much of its mass. Just take a quick look at some of these. This is again one of the 460 Rowland ones. Had a max about 0.72. This is another of the 460 Rowland ones. A little bit smaller in there at 0.65. Let's check out the 44 Magnum one. 0.65. Is that right? Let's see. Let's get this. 0.63 looks to be the max. Okay. Okay, we'll start off with the 44 Magnum. We have 5 shots. Let's see how we do. 1434. I can already tell this is going to be significantly more powerful than the 460 Rowland. 1401. 1389. 1335. And 1345. That's all 5 of our shots. We're getting around 924 kinetic energy. It's what the 460 Rowland's supposed to do, but I know these Johnny's Magnum loads aren't getting that. The min was 1335. The max was 1434. The kinetic energy I listed was just for that shot, which was 1345. So I'll put up on the page what the averages were and all of that, and you can see for yourself. But that one shot and that kinetic energy kind of shows you that we're in the round the 900 foot-pounds of energy and above, which is 44 Magnum, which is awesome. Now let's put it to the test. Can the 460 Rowland compare? I just realized that I was kind of being dumb with my Garmin Zero C1. I actually put in 230 grains instead of the 240 for the 44 Magnum. That results in a significantly difference. I'll put that number in now. See, that is a bit more powerful than what I was talking about in the energy foot-pounds. I do have 230 grains. I have a new group set up. We're going to shoot the 5 rounds of Johnny's Magnums with the 460 Rowland, and we'll see how we do. 1337, 1350, 1318, and 1333, and 1333.5. As you can see, 10 grains lower and a bit slower. So there is a significant step up in that 44 Magnum. I think that's why we say that the 460 Rowland approaches 44 Magnum. And on lighter loads, I don't particularly think that these are the lightest. They may not be the spiciest, but these Hornady Custom are decent rounds for it. So yeah, why don't we see what that translates into me getting shots on target. Okay, well, we're at 7 yards. We're going to put our 2 pistols to the test. We're going to start from the low ready, and we're going to go. So I didn't even hit one of them. One of them was way off target. I was shooting as fast as I could. Well, I got all 6 on there, shooting for that upper left box. As you can tell, I'm not great with this gun. I'm not great at managing recoil. It took us 5.75. Took me 1.28 seconds for my first shot. That's even without a holster. That's slow. And then a 1.0 split. So, yeah, that was with the 44 Magnum. Any of you better than that? Yeah. Admittedly, I don't practice a lot with my 44 Magnum. That's why I have gloves. I get knuckle bite on it. And, but, okay. Let's see if we can do the 460 Rowland. Okay, we have the same target standing up. I've got my 460 Rowland. I got 14 rounds in the 460 Rowland. Let's see how we can do in self-defense. Okay, let's start up our timer. I think we did pretty well with that. I think it's pretty clear if I were going into the woods, I'd rather have this than that. The same could be true with your 10 millimeter, But the bottom line isn't probably necessarily the gun. It's probably what you practice with, what you're used to. I'm not great with iron sights, but I am better with a red dot because I practice a lot more and I have some eyesight issues. Definitely have a difficulty handling the power of the 44 Magnum, as you saw with that. My group sizes, let's see, it took me 1.91 to get off my first shot. Maybe I aimed a little bit better. I'm sure that's what it was. My splits were 0.63, so much faster from a second. And I can tell my accuracy was way better. And it took me 10 seconds to get all of those shots off. Again, 14 rounds versus 6 rounds. Could that be enough of a difference to make a difference? Maybe. It could be. Again, I'm not arguing revolvers or semi-autos. I think it's an interesting concept. If you're headed to the woods, what do you take with you? Your big bore revolver, something more that you can manage and handle, something that's quicker with a reload. Those are all things to be considering. Okay, let's take a minute and just kind of finish up with what we're talking about today. Again, we were comparing the 44 Magnum against the 460 Rowland. In this, the 460 Rowland is advertised as having 44 Magnum power. In this video, we saw that it had a little bit less. I would say the difference between 45 plus P and 45 Super is about 100 feet per second difference in terms of muzzle velocity. And the grain weight were pretty close, but 10 grains different also does make just a little bit of a difference. These, it should be noted, these 460 Rowland bullets could be going faster, as the 44 Magnum could be going faster too. These are not the hottest rounds for 44 Magnum. We had two guns, very similar in terms of barrel length, both around 5 inches. But when we saw in the practical accuracy is it made a big difference in terms of having that muzzle brake on the end of the 460 Rowland. And even though the guns look very similar, the one is an all steel framed 44 Magnum versus this a lot of plastic in the FNX 45 Tactical, which makes the one gun a lot lighter. The ability to exchange magazines, of course, you could have speed strips, you could have a speed loader in the revolver, but all of those things are considerations. I hope that this has been instructional. I hope that I feed your flame, whatever that is. Revolvers are better, or the semi-auto is the best. You should never carry a revolver. Whatever your autism is, indulge it. And hopefully this video provided you evidence towards that, because you have comparisons of accuracy versus shots, all those things. Please put it in the comments below. Trigger Bar, you're a terrible revolver shooter. You stage that. This is all acting. Anybody that knows me would say Trigger Bar can't act. He is what he is. I'll have to tell some stories about that at a later time. But I hope this was instructional. Please tell me what you feel about it in the comments below. Hope everyone has a great week, and let's get to shooting.